lovely Rototom people. Welcome to our first Reggae University session at the 29th edition of Rototom Sunsplash, The Power of Utopia. We open our sessions with a bang this year, with none other than one of Jamaica's greatest singers, ROMAIN VIRGO. Before delving into the conversation with ROMAIN, let me quickly introduce our team. We have David Katz from London, journalist, broadcaster, and author of the Lee Scratch Perry biography. He just released an updated version of his book, Solid Foundation. Then we have give him a round of applause. We have always time for this. Then we have the writer, journalist, and radio host, Piatosi from Bologna, and his show, Soul Shakedown Party, runs for 32 years. Next to me is Pete Lilly, and I'm Ellen Kühlings, and we both live in Cologne, Germany, and are editors and publishers of Rhythm Magazine. Thank you. And even though the man next to me is well known, I want to give him a short introduction. Since 2007, ROMAIN VIRGO satisfies his audience as a lover's crooner with well-pinned, deep love songs, as well as social critic with strong working-class anthems. Nevertheless, it took the singer till the release of his meanwhile fourth album, The Gentleman, to be fully accepted in the collective consciousness of his home country. On his latest release, he deals with the role as a gentleman offensively and presents himself as previously unknown from a very personal side. The response to the album proves him right. This is what the people were waiting for. Welcome again, Mr. ROMAIN VIRGO, the gentleman. Before we start our conversation, I want Pete to play the opener of his latest album, Gentleman, Been There Before, featuring Massacre. Is it playing?
To be somebody was my heart's desire. So me never stop saying no prior. No pain. Probably was the youth with the worst attire. Back in our school I sing pan choir. No pain. From the day my life began, and a little bit of tears run. Everybody have their own story. This one is for all who want give up and done. Yeah, I've been there before. What if I fight to fight? Would I need 1,000 books to write? Yeah, I've been there before. Everything I go alright. Remember the darkest part.
Yes, such a really strong song, ROMAIN. And in how far are you telling your own story in this song? Because, you know, in the video shows you as a young choir boy, and maybe you tell the people and share the story.
Yeah, my story is, similar to a lot of, Jamaican, Caribbean people, a lot of people around the world, we grew up rough, tough community, tough living. I grew up in a family where it was, growing up with my mother in a single parent family setting. And, growing up, we had some real tough times in terms of surviving the hardships of life. One specific moment I always talk about is remembering when my mommy, when she built a shop that was our way of surviving back then, and someone burnt it down. And so every time I think about growing up, I always remember that part of my story where the only source of survival for us back then was taken away from us. And so it is like the very first thing that I thought about when I was writing this song. Just remembering, growing up and seeing mommy finally achieving something and, wanting to make something out of life, and then somebody just come and take it away from us, basically. And I remember that morning she was crying. I was so small that when she was crying, tears was falling from her eyes and fall right on my forehead, And so I never forget moments like these. And when it comes to writing, songs or topics like these, the lyrics, the story is always there. There's nothing added on or nothing that I need to fabricate to make my story, because it's there, And the moment I heard the rhythm back then, this was the first thing that came to mind, that I should write about where I'm coming from. And so there was so much I was saying. I wanted to put that line, or that part of the story exactly how I said it a while ago. But then Nico, my manager, who is standing over there with the phone in his hand, he was saying maybe we should try and make the song a bit more that everybody out there who has been through some rough times in their life can relate to it. Sometimes you write your story, but somebody else out there cannot relate to it. So we wanted to put it in such a way that, yes, it's still my story, but you, the audience, everybody that's listening to the song can actually relate to it, And that's what we did, try to, not make it too personal, but, like the world can relate to it, and that's what we did. And so far, it's been beautiful. We added Massacre to the song, who is such a good storyteller, too. He has a powerful way of writing, and he told his story on the song as well. And it was just absolutely amazing to see how it turned out. So, and the people, especially back home, they absolutely love this song. So we just look forward to continue, telling this story, and hopefully the world will hear and see and understand what we're talking about and feel it as well.
Yeah, really, thank you so much for sharing this, Romain. And let's take a listen to Switch You On, also from the Gentleman album.
Switch you on like a stereo, turn you all the way up when you feel low. I'm that song that you can't let go, got me on repeat every word you know. She love how wake up shout out in the morning, straight line request, yeah. Some is a heart and soul, yes, oh, yeah. Me lock her down from 9 to 7, oh, yeah. Love the way I do me, think she love my style. Every time we come around, want see how she smile. I don't want her twice, she want me love, want it all the time. She say I'm always on her mind. She loves the lights down low, and the light fires, kisses on her forehead, that's what she desires. I'ma be a hero.
Yeah, and another very powerful song. And Romain, it seems that you have switched on Jamaica, your home country, because when we were spending time there, Pete and I, in spring, it was like from everywhere you heard a Romain Virgo song, and that never happened before. It was just like, wow, Romain took on the whole island. And has your popularity since the album risen? So what are your personal experiences with this?
Yeah, it has. My, a part of my story, for those who know, for those who don't know, I came in the business through a competition in Jamaica called Rising Stars. Yeah. And so, a lot of people would watch me grow up in front of their eyes. So a lot of people see me as their son or their brother, And so, just growing and wanted to make a change each time I put out a new record or a new album. It's just wanting to prove more and more to the people of my country that I want to do music, and I have a story to tell. And so over the years, gradually you see it grow. With the very first album, it was opening up to the people, and they were like, okay, seems like he has some talent, and so, from Romain Virgo to System to Lovesick and now to The Gentleman, there have been so much growth and so much, and so much more belief and love that I've been feeling from the people of my country. And it's just absolutely amazing to see them watch me from a gentle boy into now this man, father, husband, and so, they're now believing more in the story and in the direction that I'm trying to take this music, and it's so beautiful to see as soon as we released the album, the first song from the album, just the love that we were feeling. We did 4 shows in Jamaica to promote the release of this album, and it was absolutely amazing. It was mind-blowing to see the turnout to each show. It showed that, Jamaica is now, realizing, what I'm about, and they want to be a part of this story. And I feel so blessed just sitting here and telling you about what we've been seeing since the release of the album. Absolutely amazing. And we took it to the road. We've been on the road for a month now.
Crazy,
yeah,
crazy.
and it's been amazing, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and since you mentioned the tour, Romain, and I'm not sure if the people are aware, because it's really not usual that artists tour Jamaica. It's usual that they tour Europe, they might tour the US, but to do like a tour in Jamaica, I only can sing, I think Chronics did it once, but what you did is like a very, very special thing for your country.
It was. And just to see the support that I got from most of my musical friends, I was performing in St. Anne, and then Agent Sasko was my special guest artist. When I was in Montego Bay, Christopher Martin was my special guest artist. When I was in St. Elizabeth, Protege, Jesse Royal, they were my special guest artists. And when I was in Kingston, everybody that was on the road came back. Then we have, Mr. Barris Hammond, coming through as well. So it's just amazing to see the love that, this album, this whole movement has been generating, so many artists that I look up to and respect coming back to, just be a part of this whole movement. And, as I say, I'm just grateful is the word of the day, I'm just grateful to see the love, and I'm just happy. I'm happy.
Yeah, give him a round of applause for this, And also one thing, one shouldn't forget, it's way easier in Jamaica, especially in these days, to kind of buzz or get attention as a dancehall artist, but it's not so easy to get the recognition as a singer. So, maybe you can talk a little bit about this, Romain.
Yeah, I always say it's never easy for singers, to make it in Jamaica. I've been doing it for over a decade now, and I'm just grateful that I've stuck to my lane, as they would say in Jamaica, hold the lane, and I've been doing that for the longest time now, and it's not like pressure to do it, but it's just when you look on and you see what people are showing all the love and giving all the attention to, sometimes it makes you feel depressed, and it makes you feel so down and demotivated, and I just give thanks for the people who have continued to support me over the years. Whenever I put out a new song, a new album, they are the ones who really and truly help to keep me motivated and keep me going, but it's really and truly a struggle. Sometimes to hear our songs play, in areas that we would love it to play. Radio give us love here and there, but when you hear like the sessions, the dance session in the streets, you don't hear much of our music. And I always say that, when I was growing up, I I would hear some of my favorite singers, you know, like Beres and Sanchez and Luciana and Garnet Silk and all of these singers, you know, Dennis Brown. They would be the songs that you would hear when the sound systems are tuning up the sound, and you were like, yeah, you know. But nowadays we don't even have that no more, you know. And so that's when you would hear some of the singers. But no, we don't have that. And how do we get past that stage? How do we survive in a time like this? You know, it's tough. You know, sometimes I listen to some singers that are coming out of Jamaica. For example, I can make mention of Martimo. He's somebody that I'm like, whoa, this is such a talented young man. You know, for example, and he has all this talent. He's putting out some great music, and then you hear people saying that we're not making good music anymore. Jamaica is not making good music, and it's such a lie, because great music are being made back home, but we don't get the platform to show the talent first of all, and we don't get the support from everybody, you know. And I always say that once there's a balance, you know, then the music can grow. The music can grow once there's a balance. So it's a tough battle, and you can see where a lot of singers are trying to find out how can we keep up with this crowd now, so everybody will jump from what they are originally known for to doing something else, you know. And the only reason for this is because everybody wants to be in the mix of everything that is happening, because when the attention is on you, then, I mean, you know, more shows come and more tours come, and so it is like a battlefield with the mind and yourself, the true person inside, you know. And so, you know, I guess my way of doing it is just to stick with who is supporting me, you know. I know that if I hold on to, you know, what is real, hold on to myself and what I truly believe in, then at some point, you know, in this career, then, you know, it will show, you know. And the Gentleman album is proof of that. It's proof of me being myself, being true to myself, being true to what I know, being true to the music that I've been doing from day one. And the people just seem to, like, no, they believe, like, hey, he's a real one. That is how it feels, you know. And so the support just come with it. And while I know that there's room for growth and room for improvement and for people to even see me more, you know, we have to find this sense of, you know, calm in the middle of everything that is going on. As much as this album is doing well in my view, you know, better than the others, I still have this sense of calm that, hey, we can grow, we can do better, we can get better. But I have to set a level of example so that other singers coming up, other people who are doing, you know, reggae music, you know, can believe and can, you know, come and continue on that same trajectory, you know? Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you really for sharing this, Romain. And I think you mentioned something crucial, something we also witnessed, you know, while reggae was always part of the mix, the singers were part of the mix, it seems like, you know, and this is a message to all the sound boys and the sound girls, please dare to play other things. Please dare to have moments to let the music sink in again, you know, and take a listen to like Romain Virgo, like Mortimer, like all the other singers we have, because there is good music. Thanks for mentioning this, Romain. This was very crucial. And Pete, can you play?
This is a public appreciation to every mother who's raising 1, 2, 3, 4 children without the father. I don't know how you do it and still keep things in order. Like waking them up before the sunrise. Can't see but I know that your heart cries. Then you got to go out to hustle. Maybe sometime even double. Still finding time to a job at them. And even when they don't see trouble, and they may not grow up to love you, but you still love them and put them first. Woman, they never know your worth. Woman, they never know your...
Yeah, another great tune from the Gentleman album. And Romain, as you mentioned before, you grow up with a single mother, which is not uncommon in Jamaica and in many other countries as well. So how did this influence your understanding of woman?
Wow. You know, my mother has a story. She has a real story, you know, about her entire life, you know, and just relationships, you know, relationship with my father. I didn't grow up with my father, by the way. And just how life was, and you know, her telling her story. Sometimes she won't tell her story because I guess she don't want me to feel too sorry or get too sad about her life growing up, you know. But her story is very serious in terms of what she's been through, you know, relationship wise, and just being our mother, you know, and trying to take care of 3 kids. You know, we used to live in a one, well, we'd say 2 bedroom, but we used to live in a room, you know, like 6 of us used to just sleep in that room. Like 4 of us used to sleep in one bed, and so on, you know, and so, you know, that has a big impact on who I am today. But just growing up with mommy and a little sister, you know, I guess being that close knit, and seeing that we're sharing the same space, it kind of opened up my whole thought process on how to treat, you know, from my little sister and then every woman that was within that space at the time. You know, I didn't have like that, like a man around to say, hey, this is how you treat a woman. You know, it was, I feel like maybe I was just born with this mindset to be caring and to be loving. And I always say that you don't have to grow up in a home that you see, you know, mother and father together, you know, showing love to each other and then showing the love towards the kids. And you believe that this is how you're going to learn to treat somebody good. Once you have the mindset, once you know right from wrong, I believe that you can be the best version of yourself, you know, and you can grow up and treat a woman, you know, the way that a woman ought to be treated, you know. And so growing up, you know, I grew up in a community where I would see fights now and then, you know, husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, you know, but there was just this mindset, you know, that, hey, you know, I just know that this is wrong, you know. So, you know, if I'm going to be honest, there was no set thing. There was nobody around to really and truly say, Romain, let me sit you down, let me talk to you now. This is how you treat a woman. It's just growing up and knowing right from wrong. And that is what I've been doing over the years. You know, I advocate for women. You know, when growing up in Jamaica, you see so much bad in the news every day. You know, men murdering women, you know, raping and murdering children. You know, it's just knowing right from wrong and wanting to see a better community, a better country, a better world at large. And this is why, you know, I write the kind of music that I write, you know. This song that you just played is talking about, you know, single parent mother. And I know that it's not easy for when you have both parents, you know, much less, you know, talking about a single parent, you know, and it was just to big up, you know, the single parent mothers and mothers in general for taking on this responsibility, you know, taking care of children and giving them your all. It is not an easy job, you know. I'm now in the position where I have to be taking care of, you know, my very own family, my very own children, and sometimes I see my wife go out and she works and she come back home and then she has to put in time before she goes to bed. And even though it's both of us there, it is still so hard, you know. And within that moment, I was just thinking about how did my mother do it, you know, raising 3 of us and not having the support. And I was also looking at it from the point where children will still grow up and they might not love you and give you the support like you do, and they would never know your worth as a woman. But I want you mother, you women out there to know that, you know, you're heroes, you know. Blessing is following you and it's raining on you, you know. And that was the point of view that I wrote that song from. It was done on an Afrobeats rhythm, This rhythm was given to me by Silly Walks, who produced Soul Provider, and I was so lucky and blessed to have somebody from the genre who understands Afrobeat music to be a part of the song in Pato Rankin. So I have to big up Pato Rankin for being a part of this song. Beautiful song, and everybody seemed to be grasping it. I'm not so. I was worried when we did this song. I'm wondering if people are going to love it. Pato Rankin, he told me that he loved it, so that gave me some level of comfort, and to see us here now with this song, performing this song on stage, and having it as a part of the album, it's absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Romain. And having listened to the album, for quite a good while now, do you think it can also be read as a statement against toxic masculinity, against a macho culture?
Yes, I agree with you. I'm so proud of this whole movement now. We grew up in a society now where, they will make you feel like if you're not rough and if you don't do everything this rough, then you're not a real man. And so I'm so grateful for the opportunity to show off the real me, the side of me that is tough, yes, but also the side of me that I get very vulnerable with, and not being afraid to cry and to sympathize in moments that I need to, and I feel like once us as men get to show that side of us, it will be such a better world. I mean, we don't have to be always on the tough side and feeling like we have to be rough and tough, for people to get what we're trying to bring across. Sometimes we need to, be true to ourselves, be real with ourselves, talk to somebody. You're going through some of the toughest times right now. Talk to somebody that you can trust, somebody that you don't feel too. You're not afraid to let know that you are going through this situation right now, because I know that, in moments like those is when we're probably saving, ourselves from destruction and from hurting ourselves. And when I say hurt ourselves, I don't mean physically, but the more sometimes we keep things inside of us bottled up, it's where we're destroying our hearts and our minds and just how we see life in general, And that is just my whole view of a situation like that. Yeah.
And Romain, what were your personal experience? Because you said you have always been like a gentle boy, growing from a gentle boy to a gentle man, in kind of a surrounding where a certain aggressiveness is like cool, or like in this culture. So what did you experience as a young man or a boy?
Yeah, growing up, from high school days, when I tell somebody that I've never been in a fight before, they would probably laugh and say, "What? You've never fought before?" And I've never been in, whether, during my primary school days or high school days. And most of that would contribute to the kind of friends that I was around, People would look at us and our group as, them soft, because we were more focused on, doing better and becoming better. When people see me going to high school and we would join the culture group or we would join the music group, they would say, "Oh, those are for soft boys," And it was nothing like that. It will make you feel a way sometimes, like, they're saying that you're soft, but you know within yourself that this has nothing to do with being soft, but just wanting to be better, trying to be you and be the real you. And just that example alone, from a young age, if you aren't firm enough, it will shape you into something that and let you believe that there are certain things that a man should not do. So, for example, you're telling me that I should not try to go into something that would help to develop my talent, that is madness, you know. And this is the reason why you see sometimes as men we only believe that a certain kind of work is just for women, and if men do it, it's not manly, and so on, you know. So I had to fight through that, and from that young age, from high school days, to you know to stand up for what I wanted, you know, what I believed in, and to know, you know, look at me, I'm doing what I'm doing, and enjoying it at the same time.
Thank you for this, Romain. Let's listen to an older song now, I'm Rich in Love.
Rich in love, eh. Rich in love, eh. I am rich in love, financially I'm a papa. It's just you that I'm after. Got lots of love to give you, baby, that me no shatter. We give you loving and brighter. I am rich in love, financially I'm a papa. It's just you that I'm after. Got lots of love to give you, baby, that me no shatter. Baby girl, see me after. Let me show you who I am. Take it on the gun and show you where I'm from, yeah. You don't know what the garrison me from. Tuggy, screw face, I saw down your tan, yeah. Cartoon box and push cart and we from Bill. We wanna tie, enjoy life and
Yes, a great song, and a song you worked, the first song I think you worked together with Nico Brownie.
Yeah.
Nico, where are you? Yeah, the song was written and produced by Nico. Nico Brownie is from the famous Brownie dynasty. And, you know, Romain and him, to me, they are a dream team. Let's put it like that. It's the manager and the producer. And what memories come to your mind, Romain, when you think of, you know, meeting Nico and having this big hit with him?
Yeah, the memory of getting the opportunity to do my first like commercial ad, which didn't work out, but this song was instead what worked out. You know, I was invited to do an ad for a corporate company in Jamaica at his studio by his father, Mr. Danny Brownie, and I went there and we did it, but it just wasn't working out. And Nico at the time said that he wrote a song and he would want me to listen to the song, and if I liked the song, then maybe I could do it. And so I listened to the song and it sounded very good. And I was telling him, why are you giving me this song? Because it sounded good. You should put out this song and just, you know, be an artist too. And he was saying, no, he doesn't want to be an artist. He wants to be a producer and he wants to produce this song with me. And so I took on the challenge, and I did this song. And, you know, the very first song with this kind of feel back then in Jamaica, I definitely believe that this song opened the eyes of younger people like my age group in Jamaica, you know, to me some more. And fast forward, I can't count, so 2011 to 2024 would be, Nico, help me now, 2011 to 2024, how much years is that?
13.
13? 13? Whoa. 13 years, you know, since I've known Nico. He's now not only my producer, but he also manages my career, and we're always on the road. You know, whatever you see we're doing now, he has such a big impact and a big influence in it, you know, musically, my life, whatever it is. It's grown from a friend to more like brother, you know, and it's that powerful, yeah.
Yeah, big round of applause to Nico.
Yeah.
And let's listen to another song, Who Feels It Knows It.
This one is for all of the hard-working people, Jamaican people. Some don't know what it feels like. Feel work from 6 in the morning straight up to midnight. I'm if I tell you. You think it's easy for barber stand up in the shop all day and nothing not go on. You think it's easy for farmers stay up in the sun all day, upload the farm. It no easy being a vendor nor a taxi man. No, you think it's easy for stand up and watch your youth a cry for food for yam. But who feels it knows it. We are feeling from a little and a grow. Who feels it knows it. Sometimes you feel like
What a piece of tune. Yeah, and Romain, you know, I think you have a special gift in creating really working class anthems.
Yes, I agree with you. And I feel like the way I grew up, you know, has so much to do with it. You know, I used to go around the world and people would ask, what is your favorite song from your catalog? And who feels it, knows it would always be the song that I draw for, because, you know, how I grew up, I see people struggle every day, you know, to make ends meet. You know, when they talk about the barber in the shop, you know, nothing now go on, you know, the farmers, you know, the taxi man, everybody, you know, I see it and it's so close to my upbringing, you know, and what I see growing up, seeing my parents trying to make ends meet. You know, I talk about my mommy building up a shop. You know, I grew up in a community where farming is our, you would call it now, that is our way of income. That is our way of making some money to send kids to school. You know, so in my community is known as a farming community. And so growing up in this kind of environment, it is not, you don't have to think too hard to come up with lyrics for songs like these. It's right there in front of our eyes. We see it every single day, you know, and we know that, you know, around so many different places around the world, you know, so many people can you know, there's evidence of this in maybe different ways, but in some similarity at the same time, you know. So, you know, it's just a blessing to grow up the way that I grew up. It makes it so much easier to write music like this.
Yeah, I think, you know, you especially feel it. I'm a working class woman, so, and listening to these songs, just, you know, they go to your heart and really, you know, they touch the soul.
Give thanks. I appreciate that.
Yes, thank you so much. And one aspect before we open it up for the others on the panel and the public, I would like to mention or talk about is your performances, Romain, because it's great, you know. And I remember the first time I saw you, it was a long time ago in a little club in Germany, and I think it was only a few people there, but Romain just gave his all. It doesn't matter if you have like the huge crowd on the festivals, you know, or the small crowds, but what is it that you transform into when you're on stage, it seems like?
Yeah, I think, first of all, it's a love for what I'm doing. I love it. I enjoy it, you know. When I'm back home and I'm rehearsing for a show, I rehearse as if I'm doing the show, you know. And so, yeah, it would definitely be the love for it, first of all. But I also want, you know, as you said, if it's a small crowd, it's just 4 people in the room with me. I want them to feel something too. I want them to take something from what I did on stage, you know. So it's just, I would say it's just the love for wanting to do well, you know. Rototom Festival played such an important role in me trying to be better with my performances as times go by. And the reason for that is when we are home in Jamaica and we get to perform in Jamaica, it's like on a lineup with like, say, 20, 30 artists. And we will get like, say, 15, 20 minutes the most to do our show. So that kind of community is like you're cultivating, you know, an entire community of artists to do 20-minute shows. And you, in your head, 20 minutes is locked in. This is what you're going on stage to do. And you don't need to do more than that. Sometimes people will even cut your 20-minute set because of whatever is going on, right? And so when I came here for the first time, I think the first time I performed here was the first time that it was keeping here, right? In Spain.
Yes,
I believe so. That was 2010? Yes.
yes.
Yeah. And so I think I had an hour to perform on stage. And remember, no, this is me who is used to doing 20 minutes and 15 minutes in Jamaica. And I ran out and, I wanted to give it my all. I was giving so much energy from the start of the show. And I remember when it reached like 15 minutes, no, this was my peak moment, no. I remember just sitting down on the box and singing because I gave it my all already. And it was the beginning of understanding that, when you're gonna be, anywhere outside of Jamaica, you'll be doing a longer set, and it's gonna be more than 15 minutes. So you need to give yourself, you need to pace yourself, and so that was a lesson for me. Just remember sitting on the box on the stage out there, and trying to catch my breath. I never forget that moment. So I must say thanks to Rototom for giving me my first hour on stage and helping me to understand, that a performance is way more than what you think. Trying to kill up yourself in the first 15 minutes. When you have an hour on stage, you need to pace yourself. You need to understand what you need to do in the first 15 minutes so that you can carry it through for the next 45, And so, that lesson from then, it's like going back home and, trying to take more pride in my rehearsals, in what I do. Back then I used to just go sit on a chair and rehearse. Now I'm in rehearsal and I'm doing the actual show. I'm running up and down, I'm jumping, I'm doing everything that you see me do on a big stage out there, So, I must say Rototom was the learning ground for me, and I'm forever grateful. And whatever you see me do now is because of what I've learned from that time, and I'm forever grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a related question for you about live performance. I was fortunate to catch the show at Crystal Palace last week, the Jamrock show. Yeah, I thought it was really inspirational on a lot of different levels. I think your honesty really shone through in the same way that, these experiences you're sharing here with us today. And I also felt that you had really good on-stage communication with your musicians. So, yes, I wondered if you could tell us a bit about the musicians you're using and how you cultivated that working relationship.
Yeah, these guys, they're from the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts in Jamaica, who I must say they're doing like a tremendous work with young talents, and over the years, every musician that I've worked with has passed through Edna Manley College, every single one of them, some way, somehow, and I feel blessed because these are musicians who not just only, know how to play, but they understand musical theory and they take so much pride in what they do. And I just feel blessed that over the years I get the opportunity to work with them. So Makiri, who is my drummer, he was the last from my first band who I played with. And he is a very, vital part of, helping to choose who I work with. Not just musicians, but even singers as well. He's such an important part of that. He will come and say, hey, this bass player, he's absolutely amazing. He loves what he do. He takes time out to learn the songs. And so over the years, gradually we've been cultivating and we've been, looking at talents. And I must say he, alongside, others who are close to us in music would just come and say, maybe you should try and work with that one. He loves what he does, and so it's like this over the years. And we kind of build this understanding now. I can be on stage and the worst thing is happening in the background and they will make it look so easy that I don't have to turn back and look. If I hear something go off, I know that this must have to be like a technical difficulty going on. And I feel like when you work with people over time, there is just this understanding. It's unexplainable. You can't find words to explain what it is, but we just know and we feel it, you know, and it's like one unit, it's one family, you know. I see the culture that we have, especially in Jamaica, where sometimes it will feel like I am the artist and you are the band. And, you know, sometimes we have to stay in separate dress room. But I can't do that because when we're on stage, we're operating as a unit, as a team. And so the connection has to start before we go on stage. You know, when we're together, I want to know that everybody's okay, you know, and everybody's doing well, because when somebody isn't, it affects everybody. It affects the entire unit, you know. So that is just our way, you know, trying to stay close to each other. We're like brothers and sisters on the road. Sometimes we end up sharing some very small spaces, and I feel like sharing moments like these help us to connect together on this powerful, or in this powerful way, that when we get on stage and we share that energy with the crowd, people really and truly feel it. Yeah.
So it's a very good answer because reggae, the greatest reggae music has always been a togetherness thing, the greatest music. But I have another question. First of all, my big compliments for your latest The Gentleman album. That is
Thank you so much.
A great piece of art. As we experience every day, life is change. So in your perspective, how your way to tell stories in songs and to put feelings into music has changed from the beginning to now?
That's a very interesting question, you know, very good question. I mean, as you said, every day things change, and you know, there's new ways, there's a new view on life every day, you know, and so how I put that in music is just to allow it to be, allow life to be, you know. Sometimes the people would ask me, yo, how you write a song like Can't See different from Who Feels It Knows It, different from System. I just look at life and I take life as it comes, you know. I try not to think too hard about anything that happened in life, anything that is happening now. You know, every year there is something new. Every day there is something new. I see a new day as a new opportunity to come up with something, you know, interesting. You know, I try to look sometimes beyond the surface, you know, just beyond what I see in front of my eyes, you know, and talk about it. You know, sometimes it doesn't have to be about me. You know, I take other people's story. They will come up to me and say, hey, I'm going through this, and this is how I write, you know. And so I try to, you know, just be free with life itself, you know, take life one day at a time. You know, if I am in a position now where, you know, there's just too much going on, you know, I just relax a bit, you know. Sometimes, you know, there's so much going on, so much that, you know, if you continue to write about what is going on, you realize that you will be writing about the same thing over and over again. You know, so yeah, you have to, sometimes I don't fight the feeling of when there is no inspiration around me, nothing to write about, nothing isn't happening that I haven't talked about in music before. I just give myself time and be patient with the higher power that sometimes sends this inspiration my way. And that is how I sometimes, you know, find things to really and truly talk about, things that inspire me, to just sometimes let life just be, and whatever I don't, you know, achieve today, whatever I don't see today, it will come tomorrow, it will come at some point. Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, time is running out fast, but of course we would love to give the audience the chance to put a few questions to Romain. We only have, I'm not sure how long we have, but oh yeah, that's, yeah, hang on a second, you get a mic. It's,
Fine, it's
Sorry.
fine. Yes, it's fine.
My English is not too good, okay? Sorry for...
No, that's
I read
I will understand, yeah.
On August 22 of 2010,
Yeah.
we interview you here
Wow.
in the Rototom, okay?
Oh.
In our room of the Rototom. We were here. I don't know if you remember. And then you released your first LP CD. This,
Yes, ROMAIN VIRGO.
okay?
Yeah.
Excellent,
Thank you.
very much. And in the follow songs until now, have you changed the style? Can you style do you like the most? Soul, ska, mento, jazz, dancehall, punk. So say. And another question: would you like to do a cover of a band or singer that you have listened from many years and you have done never some version?
Okay.
Cover it before.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So let me answer the second question because I remember the first one. So, Toots and the Metals is one of my favorites of all times. You know, tonight I will be paying tribute to him as we always do. You know, on our shows. He is one of the artists that, you know, he's like to me, one of the artists you can look at and say, if somebody don't understand what reggae music is all about, I could just play one of his songs and they would get exactly what it's all about. His soul, his feeling, is telling our story. He is Jamaica, he is Africa, he is the world, you know? And so he would be the one that I would, you know, definitely, you know, be willing and ready to just, you know, choose one of his songs and sing, you know, and I never fear performing any of his songs because his music is so powerful, you know, and has helped our music to grow, you know, on such a bigger level, you know. And to answer your first question, you asked if I believe that the style, if my style has changed from the very first album. I don't believe it has. But what I can say is that I believe as we go along and as we create music, as we try to grow as an industry, I believe that the fundamental aspect or parts of our music must be kept. You know, so even if we add a few melodies or a few different musical instruments that we wouldn't necessarily hear in reggae music, I believe the root of it, you know, what reggae music is, should always be there, and that is something that I strive to stand by as much as I grew and I try new sounds and try to you know, try to make the music a bit different and a bit more palatable to, you know, some people who aren't so much, you know, into reggae music, you know, and people who want to get to listen to us more. I believe that the fundamental parts of our music must be kept, and that is what I try to do every time. Yeah.
Yeah, and we had another question.
Hi.
I'm Amelia. I'm with Rhythm Magazine.
Okay,
And I'm
nice.
also from Jamaica.
Nice.
And I have a major question for you. By the way,
Major?
fan, yeah, because I want to know, fan from a long time, school
Yes.
choir days and all of that.
Wow.
But the question is, is there a particular genre of music that you enjoy that would surprise us, your fans?
That's a major question. You know, but yes, you know, a lot of people around the world, it is very close to us. You know, a lot of people would know that I'm a big fan of soca music. I feel like it's the St. Lucia in the building there. Yeah, but soca music is a part of, you know, I would say Caribbean culture that helped to keep us together. It is a music that I see that, you know, a lot of people, it makes people happy. When you travel to any Caribbean island and and you hear this music play, and you see the level of joy and peace and just, I can't find the words to describe what people feel and how the love is being spread. You know, just by, it makes people so happy that whatever they're doing, they do it good too. You know, so soca music, you know, a lot of people probably surprised that Romain loves soca music too. I do, and it's one of those genres of music that I know will grow and get better, and the world will know so much more about it too. And can't wait to see all the artists who are doing this music just grow and the world. They will get to come and perform on a stage like Rototom, you know. I would love to see that, you know, but soca music would be one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, we do have another question. There's a gentleman in the back.
Yeah, thank you, Romain, for sharing the time
Thank
and
you. No problem.
thoughts.
Thank you.
Exactly on that day, 5 years ago, you released a song called Dirty Man.
Dirty
maybe?
Man.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was
yes.
exactly 5 years.
Yes.
On the 16th of August.
Yes.
So which incident inspired you to write the song? And secondly, how Tisha Silvera came in and make this song so special?
Yeah. Dirty Man was inspired by what we see every day, you know. We see it in Jamaica, we see it around the world, you know, just our women and our children are under attack, you know, which is our future. I don't know how we will be here without, you know, a woman, you know, and when we destroy the future, we destroy everything. That is how I see it. And so it was just around a time when it was getting so bad, and I felt that, you know, with the platform that I'm on, you know, being an artist, it's my responsibility to speak the truth, you know, but to stand up for what is right. And in the moment, you know, it's just inspiration. I got the rhythm, and the fact that this topic was so on my mind, you know, with everything that was happening around, I believe that it was the perfect timing to write the song. You know, we did that, and we put out a version of Dirty Man. And for those who don't know the song Dirty Man, it's really and truly talking about, you know, men in Jamaica who are murdering, who are raping, who are killing our women and children. And this is what I call them, Dirty Man, you know. And we put the song out, and Tisha, because you asked how the connection was made, Tisha at the time was, you know, a big lover of the music, you know. I didn't know that she was a fan of mine. And she spoke to I don't remember if it was the Gleaner or the Star or the Observer. She spoke to them, and they asked her a question: if you could sing a song with somebody, who would you want to do that song with? And she said, I would love to do a song with ROMAIN VIRGO. And at the time, it was coming close to Reggae Sumfest. And so, you know, everybody was saying, wow, what a powerful song. And then Tisha did the song on her social media pages as well. And everybody was saying, wow, this song hasn't been released as yet. And this little girl is singing this song. You know, imagine, it's almost like the age of one of the victims now singing that song. It was so powerful to me. And as I said, it was getting close to Reggae Sumfest time, and so I invited her to do the actual song with me on stage. You know, I know that nobody was expecting this, and so started the song on Reggae Sumfest stage, and this little girl now walk out singing a song like this, putting a message like this out there. You know, I'm talking now, and you know, goosebumps are coming on me. And it was so powerful. There were so many people in the crowd crying, tears, you know, because of how powerful the moment was. And the rest was history. We put out a music video with a version of, with her in it. And it definitely helped the song, the message to grow, and it became like the anthem for kids. Every primary school, everywhere you go, you would hear children. People would send me videos of children in school singing this song, and it was that powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. So,
Yes.
though it's so an important song, why you not put it on the record, on the album? After, I mean, it was COVID and Ray,
Yeah,
but so.
That's a good question. I work with a record label who sometimes is not everything that you fight to get done, you will get through with. And so this song was placed on already some albums that they put out, they always put out like a reggae gold kind of vibe, and so that would probably be the reason. But it's such a song, it's such a powerful song that I try to perform that song everywhere that I go, because the message must be heard.
All right, thank you. So you have a good time, and we're looking forward for your performance tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, maybe one last question. Is anybody there? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yes. Enough respect, Romain.
Give thanks, blessings.
We are a reggae family radio show from Costa Rica.
Whoa, Costa Rica.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Romain, what is the key that we can take so that reggae in Costa Rica and the world continues to grow? Thank you.
Yeah. I always say that, we have to show support to the ones that are doing it. Our forefathers and the creators of this beautiful, this powerful music has done their job. And it's for us, the younger ones who are coming up, to carry this baton and to make it grow and become better. So it's for me, it's always to support, to give as much support to the ones that are doing it now. I mentioned it earlier that there are so many talented artists that are coming out of Jamaica and different places around the world that their voices need to be heard. And I know that there are probably reggae artists in Costa Rica for sure. I am sure there are artists there. They're gonna need support. The few that we're playing now, I mean, they alone can't do it. It's gonna take a collaborative effort. Everybody has to be a part of this whole movement where we are on the mission to preserve the music, and to hold on, as I said earlier, to the fundamental parts of our music. And I believe that is one step closer to us preserving this music and growing this music, more in places like Costa Rica and different places around the world, Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, Romain. It
No
was
problem,
a
no
great
problem.
session.
Yeah.
Thanks for all your insights you gave us. And most important, thanks for having always been as real as you are for all over the years. And tonight on the main stage, of course, at 11 p.m., you will see a great performance by Romain. And tomorrow, I want to remind you, we have 2 sessions, one on Peter Tosh with Fully Forward, Archina Smith and Santa Davis. This will be a tough one. And Andrew Tosh, of course. And then at another session with Harrison Stafford of Groundations. So
and just to
looking
remind,
forward to see you all tomorrow.
Just to remind, tomorrow the first session starts a little bit earlier at 5:30 p.m. So we hope to see you right here, 5:30 p.m. for those 2 special sessions. Thank you very much, and thanks to Romain Virgo.